I'm sorry.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome back to Wanderer's Haven. I'm Kevin. Tonight I'm taking over hosting duties as we continue another foray into Star Trek adventures from Modiphius Publishing. We are going to be playing a special episode tonight, still part of the Forefront series that we do every month, but tonight we're actually diving into the lower decks of the USS Ginsberg. We're going to see how some other folks kind of deal with the situations that arise here near the Shackleton Expanse. Once again, we are joined by some great players who have been here for most of the long haul, so you're going to see some familiar faces. And of course, we are met with our illustrious game master, Al. Welcome back, Al. Al, of course, is a co-designer of the game and does lots of writing and stuff. He is the man, and we are happy to have him back. So let's go ahead and have everybody go around, introduce each other. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not each other. Wow, that would be really crazy. Let's introduce ourselves, and then we'll hand things off to Al in a moment. So I'll go first. I am Kevin. I am playing a new character, a Vulcan janitor by the name of Moppet, who is a very serious, taciturn character who will is not going to brook any sort of shenanigans. And yes, well, let's move on. Let's have Andrew go next, right above me on the screen. I'm not sure where he's at on the Twitch overlay, but well, my screen is above me.
Yeah, I'm somewhere, I'm sure, because I don't know where I am either, which is true for most of my life. Anyhow, I am Andrew. I will be playing today Red Shirt Flemington, who is a junior security officer. He is human, and he comes from a long line of hardcore Starfleet officers, and he hopes to be the first one to make it higher than lieutenant grade.
I love it. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Moving on to below me again. I'm not sure if he's on the Twitch stream, but Miko joining us on this really cool holodeck background. Who are you playing tonight?
Hi there, everyone. I am Miko, otherwise known as the OK's GM. Tonight, I have the joy and pleasure of playing Vaughn Cantos, a irritable, surly, and ornery pilot that is sick and tired of ferrying uppity officer people around.
Amazing. These characters get better by the moment. I love it. Cool. Thanks for being here, Rico. And of course, we're going to go over to our favorite Star Trek couple, Adela and Matt. Sharing the screen. How are you guys doing? Adela, let's have you go first, because ladies first. I should have had you go first at the top. Well.
Thank you very much. Well, I will be playing Daphne Dill, who is a lieutenant a xenobiologist, but primarily she cleans up poop and categorizes plants. She's super into medicinal medicine and groovy dude.
Amazing. Cleaning up poop. Maybe our characters have some work ahead of us. I love it. and Matt, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Devar Klin, who is a Halian, which is basically it's it's a very classic Star Trek. I have a small amount of forehead prosthesis to differentiate myself from being a pure human.
Yes.
They also have some very, very, very mild telepathy, but I have to be touching the person, and then and even then that only allows me empathy. And then if I am really intimate with somebody, I can use my Kanar stone. And if anybody wants my Kanar stone to bond telepathically, we can discuss that later.
Nard stone.
Wow.
He's an ensign who is just a complete generalist. Often gets assigned to things like stacking cargo crates and running transporters for non-human subjects.
Amazing. Yes, this is so as you can tell, a very different feel to this crew. Our captain, who will be leading us on the journey tonight, of course, Al Spader. Thank you so much for coming back. As always, man, how you doing? What's up?
Awesome. I'm excited to be here. I thought this would be a great idea to celebrate the release of the Lower Decks campaign guide for Star Trek Adventures. I saw some pictures today on the internet. People are starting to receive their pre-orders already. They're going to be on sale at Gen Con as well. So this is a great way to kind of embrace the new content. So yeah, pretty excited. This mission that we're about to run is the mission that I wrote for the campaign guide. And so I think this is the first time it's going to be played online, so that's pretty exciting.
Very cool.
I love that. Well, awesome, cool. Well, Al, the show is yours, man. Take it away for us.
All right, so we're going to start off with you five in the crew lounge of the USS Ginsberg. What would you normally do for fun in the crew lounge as we were to let's go around. Daphne, what would you like to do to kind of relax when you're not on duty per se?
Sure. Well, I've found in the limited travels that I've been on that there is like a medicinal herb that you can't replicate, that you have to gather, and I like to share it with any friends that I make, and it helps relax you. Yeah, and just chill out and watch people. That's
Awesome.
what I like to do.
Var, what would you typically be doing in the crew lounge to kind of unravel after a hard day's work?
Sorry, who was that?
You.
Oh, I would probably be looking around. I noticed that there's traces of a party that had happened fairly recently, and I'm poking around trying to see if there's any leftovers from these things. I know that the doctor and all of her high-ranking, high-fluting type friends tend to throw these wild parties, and I'm just like, they have good food a lot of the time. So I'm going to be just sort of poking around and see if I can find anything.
Is this a typical thing that you do? You come in and try to find scraps after?
Yeah. I hear about it and I know I'm not invited, but I'm like, okay, it's been like an hour and a half since it ended. I'm going to go see if I can find anything.
Is that because the higher ranking officers get better food?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
It's not replicated.
Red Shirt, what would you be doing in the crew lounge?
Well, it depends if this is before or after my daily 3-hour holo tennis match. Which I do daily. It's a fantastic workout. It works all the muscles, and I play all the greats, kind of one after the other on the holodeck. And I will assume that this is post workout today, so I'm probably just chilling, maybe partaking in the herb a little bit, provided it's legal, because I would never do anything that's against Starfleet regulations.
Maybe we don't know, because we just don't know.
It's never come up, I don't think,
We know. It's so good, it can't be illegal.
Right.
I did try to search for it in the database once, and it never turned anything up.
That's good enough for me. Regulations do not mention.
Did we introduce your character, Kevin?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
Oh, we'll do that right now. So Moppet is probably there for several reasons, but Moppet, why don't you tell us what you would be doing in this particular area?
Of course. Moppet in this moment, he is a Vulcan and he is looking very stern. He has a very serious stoic look on his face. He actually is not wearing a Starfleet uniform because he is not actually part of a Starfleet crew. He's part of the crew, but he's not an officer. He's actually wearing just a gray jumpsuit. It's still very reminiscent of the uniform. Still has the black trim and everything like that, but no rank, no insignia, and his sleeves are rolled up. He is actually right now mopping up a section of the floor, and specifically as you're an ensign, correct, Matt? Ensign Devar, you're an ensign.
Mm-hmm.
As the ensign is getting crumbs all over the floor, Moppet is just looks over to Devar, just kind of, and goes back to mopping the floor some more, cleaning up the mess that he is making, and he's working even though he's not working. So,
yeah. All right, and Ensign Vaughn Canton, what are you up to?
Ensign Vaughn is sitting at a table with a pack of cards, waiting for someone to come over and sit down and play a little bit of poker with him. So he's probably just sitting there, like, idly shuffling the cards every now and then, just rack out a game of solitaire in, like, under a minute, and, just waiting.
Excellent. So during this session where you were all kind of relaxing, unwinding, maybe all come together to start sitting down to play a game of poker here. You are surprised because your crew lounge on the lower decks is not usually visited by any senior officers or anything like that. But the door opens and in walks the first officer of the ship, Eden Rao, who is Kevin's character in the typical game. And Eden has like a dozen pads in his hand, and he starts handing them out to everyone that's in there, including like Moppet and if there's any other ensigns that are there. He's just handing them out, and he's like, all right, Captain wants everyone on the ship informed about this mission. It's a second contact. It's extremely important, and the Cherith could be some important allies here in the future. So get yourselves caught up on the Cherith, and we will be heading down to Planet Side tomorrow morning, first thing.
Of
Yes,
course,
sir.
Commander.
Always ready.
You expect there will be a great deal of cleaning on this mission, Commander?
There may be much to clean up. We've lost contact with them for some time, so we're not quite sure what to expect when we get there. It's all there in your mission brief. So we will see you at first thing in the morning.
Yes, sir. My broom and I will boldly go.
Aye, sir. First thing in the morning.
How early?
You go when we tell you to go.
Sure, cool.
And he turns around, he walks out. And on your pad, you start scrolling through, and you see in the spinning image of like an 8-foot tall ursine humanoid. So it's got a bare head, very bulky, standing on two legs, and as you're reading up on them, there's a couple of things that stick out. They just like achieved warp capabilities about 20 years ago, and the Federation reached out to them a little over a year ago for a first contact. They left them a subspace communications array so that they can speak with the Federation as needed. And it turns out they have not contacted the Federation in 4 months. So they figured that this mission would be perfect as a second contact, as well as to figure out why they haven't reached out in some time. So the society, first of all, the planet is Cherith 6. It is an alpine climate type planet, so there's lots of snow, conifers, things like that. the Cherith have really excelled in biotechnologies and things like that, and they are a matriarchal society. So women typically hold position and rank within the society, and especially mothers are treated with almost like a spiritual not, they're not worshipped, but like there's this spiritualness about being a mother. In fact, the leader of the Cherith is known as the All Mother, and she is the Cherith who has had the most children, and has garnered the most respect among the people. Men still have jobs and participate in society as normal. There's no prejudice against them. It's just that as a society, we kind of respect, or they kind of respect, mothers that have had many children. Because the process is painful and excruciating, and it takes a really strong person to go through all of that. So let's discuss what you think you might encounter down there, or what might be going on down there. So why don't you guys have a little discussion about what you think this might mean? If you have any questions for me, pop them my way.
I am honored to accompany you all on your mission. I expect the parameters will be very applicable to my skill set. And I'll hold up a bucket and a mop. I'm sure there will be plenty of leaves to sweep up and put away and make sure that everything is in its proper place.
Excellent.
I'm really curious about what kind of grasses are out there. Or maybe little fluffy animals. Maybe they're really cute and tiny and really fuzzy. Maybe we can take them on board.
Yes.
I feel like we barely know anything about these people. I'm positive that we'll have a great time the first time we meet people, and I should probably not talk to any of these people when I'm down there.
Yes. Since the commander was not clear at what time we should be ready, I suggest that everybody be ready at 4 a.m.
Affirmative. I see that you have been quiet during this time, Ensign Cantos. Are you in need of partnership at their card game? I do not fully understand the logicality of bluffing, as you would call it, for we Vulcans do not lie.
And yet you still somehow manage to figure out how to play cards.
Touché.
Sure. I got nothing better to do right now.
Perhaps we all should join one another at the table. We can discuss mission parameters while the cards are dealt.
Yeah, the more the merrier. And Vaughn will just start shuffling up and getting ready to lay out some cards.
So one thing that you know is that these second contacts are almost as important, or even more important, than first contacts, right? Because this is where you start establishing, is this planet, free of wars, for example, and could they potentially, you start talking about joining the Federation possibly, and things like that. So there's a lot of diplomatic stuff that happens on a second contact mission. And there's lots of good faith that the Federation tries to put forth on second contact missions as well. So, if there is any issues with their subspace relay, there might be a chance to try to garner good faith by fixing it. You know what I mean? Things like that. So that's often what drives these second contact missions. You've got some diplomacy, and goodwill is what you're trying to foster.
It is of utmost importance that we represent Starfleet in nothing but the most positive light. We must show ourselves as being exemplary officers. Which
as you say that, you're pointing at like the pad, and you look down and you look at your finger, and it says like -20 or -10 degrees Celsius to -20 degrees Celsius is the surface temperature.
We may wish to pack furs. Wait, perhaps that may not be appropriate for this planet. Perhaps artificially warm clothing would be more appropriate.
Don't worry, guys. I just placed all of our cold weather parkas and gloves and mittens and everything in the perfect cargo area. I'll help you guys some of the best of it tomorrow morning. We'll have to meet there a little before muster call, so let's say 3:30 a.m.
That's
Absolutely.
good. I love your initiative.
You guys are
Always
trying
ready
to
to
kill
shoot.
me.
I am
All
more
right.
interested in the diplomatic relations we may have. Are you perhaps a mother yourself, Lieutenant Dill?
Oh yeah. You know, I take care of a lot of little ones. I call them fur babies, but you know, it's just so endearing. They're just so sweet, and there's so many of them. I'm really
I assume
excited.
that is close enough to what we will be dealing with.
Sure.
So
sounds
you
like
birthed these fur babies yourself?
I take care of them every day. I love them. I read to them. So I don't think it really matters. I do feel like spiritually we're connected. So I mean, in a way, yes.
And do you raise these fur babies to be eaten like the targ from a few months ago? That was quite an ordeal for me to clean, I must inform you all.
No, you know what? I had some words with our medical commander about that. She was sweet, but also really dismissive. And well, I had to take a couple days off. I don't really want to talk about it.
I apologize for upsetting you.
Very busy lady.
Super nice.
Moppet will reach into his jumpsuit. He'll pull out like a big handkerchief and hand it to you.
Is it dirty?
It is, yeah. It actually smells like some sort of oil or something. Like maybe it's been used. It's got like turpentine or something on it. It's been used to clean stuff. Yeah.
I'm gonna pat her on her shoulder, and in so doing, I accidentally like create that little empathic link, and then I'm gonna kind of start crying quietly to myself too.
Moppet reaches into the other side, pulls out a different handkerchief, hands it to you.
It's a powerful gift, and I'm not used to it.
No.
So your
Aren't
job for the crew is the plan is to bring the whole crew planet side as like a show of faith to the Cherith that we believe you, we trust them, and things like that. That will likely need to pass through Cherith. So when you get closer, they're going to reach out and try to make contact. So after
I have a
Yeah, go
question. Does the mission brief say anything about how we're getting down to the planet? Is it transportation or transporters, or are we doing physical transportation?
it's going to be a combination of both.
Okay.
So you'll be using the shuttles and transporters. Because we've got probably about 275 people on the ship, so it's a big undertaking.
Does
Yeah,
this
the
briefing say anything about other animals and stuff that live here, other than the Cherith?
Good call.
There's not a lot of information about that. That they're mostly like mammalian in general. But yeah, that was not information that was traded upon the first contact with the Cherith.
So exciting. I'll bring so many snacks and maybe a couple of cages that are comfortable. Temporary.
So, as your night progresses, you guys head off to bed at different times, and then meet back up at 3:30. You guys get there. Nobody's
is
there
very
waiting for
late.
you.
Vaughn is very late.
Yes.
Like someone has to check on him. He's so late.
So
Redford
you're
looks a little sweaty. He mentions that he already got an hour of Tennyson just to like get his groove on before 3:30.
Oh, Daphne absolutely smoked some of her like special tea, and she's strolling in. She already like did some yoga, meditated, had a whole morning to herself, and just kind of strolls in, feeling very like refreshed and excited about it all. Positive.
you guys are there, like going through the fun winter clothing and all that type of stuff. There is, like I said, there's nobody of higher command rank there at all. In fact, 45 minutes later, people start coming in, and getting ready to organize this whole thing. The captain and the commander do come in as well, and they give an additional piece of information that they discovered on their way to the planet, and that was they are detecting that there's some type of distortion in subspace that might be impacting the communications from planet side. So that's something that we're going to investigate a little bit closer. We're going to ask them about it when we land and find out a little bit more about it when we get there. But there is some type of subspace distortion bubble surrounding the whole planet.
Interesting.
Yeah, in fact, when they say that that may potentially impact transporters. So we're going to have to do double time on the shuttle transports. At which point Vaughn does.
Cries. Just cries.
Luckily, we have our own personal pilot on our small away team.
You think I'm your personal pilot now, janitor boy?
Ooh.
There was no need for acerbic wit. I simply was stating a fact.
No.
You are a part of our away mission, and therefore personally part of our away team.
Oh, you guys, I brought snacks. Have you guys had breakfast? I made this, they call it granola.
I do apologize, Ensign Cantos, for defeating you in the poker tournament last eve, but it had to be done.
Right.
Granola, you say?
Like granola right up to their faces with like big doe eyes, and her little antennas just gonna kind of twitch and be like sort of happy.
Is it like in like a bag or like a pouch, or how is it?
There's portion-sized bags for everybody. We're just gonna kind of hand them out to everybody and look, and just kind of wait for that like approval when everybody like to make them sort of feel bad, where they like kind of need to have a little bit and look at her and be like, But it is good. It is actually good.
I will save this for later. I had a double protein shake this morning. And,
Okay.
I slam back the whole bag. This is
Don't
not.
worry, guys. I made sure that we've got plenty of ration packs packed. I'm prepared
Excellent.
for this.
Oh, this is special granola. It makes you feel good and calm.
Is that why my face feels numb?
I feel nothing out of the ordinary. I will state, however, that it does taste a bit leafy.
It's so good for you.
Does feel a little bit leafy, man.
So as you guys are wrapping up or just having this discussion, people start piling into shuttles and head down to the surface. And the captain leaves the commander behind. Captain goes down. And you all eventually find yourself on the surface as other shuttles are coming down with other crew members and whatnot. And basically, what you see are these giant, like, conifer trees that are, super tall, redwood size, and just like snow and ice everywhere. You see lots of different cities as you're flying in, but there's this one giant city on the edge of a frozen lake, and that appears to be the capital city. And as you land, you land a little bit after the captain does, and you see off in the distance the captain's walking over to meet this gigantic bear who's dressed in robes and like has braids in their hair, is carrying a young nursing, just with a staff, and like really looks like a very like a very powerful figure. And you would assume that this is probably the All-Mother. And he brings his first his command officers, command team in, and they start talking about something. You're kind of a little bit out of ear earshot. Is anybody going to try to get closer and try to hear what they're talking about, or are you guys going to focus on something else?
I mean, I just
Yeah.
assume that the pointy-eared Vulcan can hear everything, so...
Daphne's gonna go up to a tree that's kind of close, not actually wanting to hear, but she's gonna smell the tree, hug it, and then kind of like itch her back on it. Make a little bit of a noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you hear them talking about the subspace distortion, and you overhear the word firefall. And several weeks ago.
Okay. Well, Daphne goes back to everybody and just kind of like casually mentions, but mostly like the bark feels really good if you kind of like itch in between your shoulders. And the trees smell amazing, and I'm pretty certain Commander Jissa is going to want to have some of those pine needles to come back home with us. But also tells what I heard as a total like afterthought.
What specifically did they say about the subspace anomaly?
Something about firefall. Does that sound familiar to anybody? And then she's going to kind of go off and wander around and look at some plants.
Al, if I may, my character has a focus in subspace mechanics. Is there anything I might know about what this is and what they're talking about?
You've got a tricorder. You can try to use it.
Cool, yeah. I want to try to see if I can figure out something.
Sure. So this is going to be difficulty 3 to make a scan with a tricorder because of the subspace distortions.
Okay. Does my focus apply here?
Yes. So you would be rolling 2d20 unless you want to purchase anything.
I do have, I'm trying to find it. I have a talent that gives me something too. That's hidden enemies. There's something with information. Hang on a second. Well informed. I'll use that later. Never mind. Yeah, so I have 2 dice. Do I know what the difficulty is? You said 3?
3, yes.
Okay.
Because of the subspace distortion.
And I am rolling
2d20 to start. You have 0 momentum right now.
Mm-hmm.
You just started the game.
Yeah, what's my attribution to something?
Oh, sorry. It would be I would do reason plus science unless you can give me a reason to do something else.
My reason and science would be
reason plus engineering or insight plus engineering.
Okay. My reason and my science and my reason and my engineering would both be a 14. So we'll do reason and science. That's fine. I'll go on because we're just started. I'll go and buy a die.
Using threat?
Yes, I will add a threat to buy a die.
I'm up to 11 threat. So
yes.
3d20.
Alrighty, here we go. Let me get on the right screen here. Oh, that's 2, not 3. 3d20. Oh boy, that's a great roll. 19, 16, 10. So that's going to be 1 success.
I'm going to give you a couple of things here and let you succeed at a cost. So you learn that there's some type of subspace, like the center point of the subspace disturbance is somewhere to the north of the city. And it is absolutely affecting all communications. Communicators will not work around here, and you suspect it would also mess with engine systems.
Well, in that case, then I will go straight up to the commander and the captain. Sir, if I may have a moment.
Yes.
I have done a preliminary scan. Upon arriving on the planet, I have discovered that the subspace anomaly is originating from the northern section of the planet here. Might I suggest that we send a small away team to go clean up the mess?
At which point the All-Mother's like, yes, that's where we saw the firefall. We've sent several expeditions to get there on our hover skips. and each time we get close, the skiffs crash. In fact, we've lost 11 of our fiercest warriors to whatever disruption is happening there.
Yes, my scans say that the subspace anomaly will also be affecting the piloting and the engines, and therefore the landing capabilities of the crew, which might, in fact, lead to what has happened with your people.
And the All-Mother says it does appear to become stronger the closer you get to the source of the firefall. And she looks really kind of like sad because she's lost her people. She saw them for a moment, and the Captain Arlen is like, you know what? We can clean this up. Very well. And he looks at you. He's trying to recall your name.
I am
Moppet?
Workman Moppet, sir.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, organize a team. Investigate.
You wish for me to organize a team, sir?
You found the information, yeah? It is your duty.
Of course. Everything in its proper place, Captain.
And the All-Mother kind of raises her hand and is like, whistles a little bit, and like sitting around like a big open pit fire is a large Cherith who stands up. They're wearing a combination of like furs and like it looks like carbon fiber alloy, like armor, and just looks like a tough individual. She's got this huge backpack slung on her back, and the All-Mother says, "This is Ririth, my head hunter. She can escort you there, but we suggest not using anything with an impulse drive."
Skis. Do we have skis?
Or perhaps snowshoes.
And Ririth takes her backpack off and she opens it up and she says, snowshoes, and pulls them out and hands them to you, Moppet, a pair of snowshoes.
Excellent. I was going to inquire about us taking one of the locals to be our guide. It would seem this is fortuitous.
And then, so you guys walk off. The captain goes to walk into the main Capitol building with the All-Mother. And surprisingly, like, a lot of the people have kind of started mingling and going off and exploring. And your crew is kind of, like, separated a bit. So you can come back with a giant Cherith hunter.
Poker companions, fur baby mothers, please meet our newest companion. This will be our guide, Ririth. She will lead us to the site where the firefall has happened so that we may clean up the debris in the mess. I trust, Ensign Cantos, that you will be able to find a need and a duty for yourself besides simply flying.
How are you with navigation?
I can handle it. I'll
Does
get it
everyone else
done.
think?
Do not worry, Ririth. He is always this genial.
Red shirt.
What
by
did he
this
call
point,
me?
We do not have a translation for that word in Cherith.
Right. I don't have a translation for it either.
Red shirt, what were you going to say?
Red shirt by this point has already strapped on the snowshoes and has tested them out, and it's like he's been wearing them his whole life, and begins explaining to others how to use snowshoes.
You, by the way, as this is going on, and she's just pulling out, like it's like a clown car of snowshoes, you realize that like she's got a replicator in this backpack.
Oh.
Nice.
Like this backpack is a replicator, so she's just pulling out the snowshoes for you all to use. If you wish.
Awesome. I will take note of that for future reference. I believe, due to the rank of the individuals here, that you, Lieutenant Dill, would be therefore in charge of our away team.
Thanks.
Let's see what could possibly go wrong. So Ririth tells you all that it's 20 miles. It's a bit of a haul, but it's basically a glacial fjord, like a carved valley that still has an active glacier in it. And she does say that it is hard travel, and after she says that, she asks if you're still interested in going.
Hard is my middle name.
Wait,
I am ready. We shall perhaps need crampons and ice axes. I have done extensive hollow climbing.
Of course you have.
Well, shucks, guys, this isn't so bad. This kind of reminds me of a little bit of the forest near where I grew up. I think we'll be just fine.
Man,
I mean, it's cold.
Proud of all of you guys.
It's exhausting, and in fact, this part of the mission uses a mechanic that was introduced in the Star Trek Adventures Player's Guide called exhaustion. And basically, like, as you are trudging through the snow, it kind of wears you down a little bit. And if it comes into play, we'll talk about how it impacts your characters. If it doesn't come into play, then we can discuss it after we go offline. But it's a really cool mechanic. So you're all in. You all want to do this?
Yes.
All right.
It's exciting.
Let's do it.
I think Vaughn feels like he has no choice in the matter.
So you start off like you're on the edge of a lake, and there's an alpine forest, and that getting through the alpine forest isn't too difficult. There's lots of trees and handholds and things like that you can rest against if needed. The snow isn't super deep here at all because the trees have provided kind of a shelter. But after your first hour and a half of walking through forest, you get to like what looks like a field, and this field is some distance away before you see way off in like up ahead of you another forest, and then like some small mountains. So crossing this snowfield is going to be a challenge because there is the snow is pretty deep. So this is actually an extended task to get across the field, and so you'll each get a chance to participate on hurting the task essentially by doing work. So let's talk about that. So first things first. For right now, the difficulty is 0 to get across because you guys have your snowshoes on. But it's going to take a while to get across. In fact, it's magnitude 4, which means it kind of takes 4 injuries to traverse this entire snowscape. It has 12 work. It has a resistance of 2. So this is going to be a fitness plus either security or con, depending on how you are going to trudge across this snow, based off of how you explain you're getting across. If you can come up with a reason to use engineering or science or something like that, tell me what you think it might be, and I might let you roll it. So who would like to start first?
I am ready.
Of course.
All right, red shirt. Ensign red shirt. What are you intending to do here to make your way across these The snow here is very soft, very deep. Your snowshoes help a little.
I have extensive strength and cardio training, and I believe I can just power through.
All right, so you're going to power through using fitness and security?
Sure.
Okay. So this is, again, it's a difficulty 0 task, but you still have to roll 2d20 to see what happens. You might be able to generate some momentum here, and you'll certainly be able to roll some work once you succeed.
Okay. So fitness and security is going to be 15, and I have a focus in strength and cardio training. And
Yes.
Nice. Amazing.
and yeah, so 2d20s. Sorry, you said it was fitness security?
Correct.
I will. You know what? Let's just go straight with it. I will give you a point of threat, and we'll use
Okay.
bold security to roll 3 dice.
Yes,
Just to give,
yes.
give
Nice.
everybody else momentum. Because it
Oh, it's
feels
just
like a
a
bold move.
scenario.
Feels
I
like
love
a
it.
bold move.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so that is 3 successes.
3 successes? All right, so you've generated 3 momentum in theory. So now you get to roll damage against this getting across the field. Okay? And the way you do that, it's 2 plus your security in d6s.
Okay, so that'll be 66.
So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 stress that you have inflicted here. So now let's talk about that momentum that you have floating. So this does have 2 resistance. You can spend 1 of your 3 momentum to ignore the resistance, if you would like.
Yes, this snow's got nothing on me.
Okay, so now you've got 2. So you got 2 momentum left. You could bank those 2, or you could spend 1 of those 2 momentum to reroll any number of d6s in this pool.
Can you remind me how good of a roll this was? Because I know 6s are good. I don't remember what the 4s and 2s.
So
did.
4s deal nothing, 2s do 2, and 6s roll are 1 damage each. Plus effects if there were effects to be had.
So I have 3 dice that do nothing.
So right now you're dealing 4 stress. The other thing you can do is spend 1 momentum to deal 1 additional stress, and that would be 5 stress altogether, or 5 work altogether, which would be a breakthrough and would make this task a little bit easier for everyone else.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
please
do
do that. Yeah.
I'll spend 1 momentum, and I will leave 1 momentum for my companions, to whom I will signal, yes, this is fine, come on, follow me.
All right, awesome.
I have a account called Crew. Does anybody else have the?
What are you looking for, Matt?
If nobody else has a close-knit crew thing, or if less than the so basically when a scene begins, there are fewer points of momentum in the group pool than there are characters in a scene who possess this talent. I can immediately add a point of momentum to the group pool.
Ooh.
How many momentum do we start off with?
So we can say that you did that right at the start of this, and you guys would be at 2 momentum now. All right, who is next to traverse?
I actually have a focus in survival, so
There you
I'm
go.
going to, using the path that he's already started to break,
Okay.
I'm going to sort of fashion myself. No, I'm just going to kind of go in after him, but make careful sure to like smooth out the bits of the trail that he has kind of left behind, just trying to make this easier for him, specifically for the people behind me.
Awesome. So you're gonna do insight instead of fitness?
To me, either way, they're both the same. So I've got a fitness and insight both at 10, and then you say con was the other thing?
You could do con, you could do
Con
security. I say con. If you're trying to specifically follow his steps, I would say that's con. Like you're trying to navigate. So let's call it insight plus con.
Okay.
Again, this is difficulty 0 currently. Just wait for you to generate some momentum.
Let's do that. Wait, do I have to type? I momentarily forgot how Roll20 works. Sorry. Wait, why?
So that looks like 2 successes.
2 successes.
All right. So now you're going to roll your con plus 2 d6s.
All right. That'll be 6d6. So that's 3, is that right?
So your con is 3, right?
Con is 4.
Your con is 4. So 4 plus 2 would be 6. Oh, I see. Oh, you rolled it right here. Sorry, I missed it. So that is 3 damage currently. Now, you have 2 momentum.
I think I'm going to go ahead and burn a momentum to roll. And how many dice do I get to roll with the momentum burn?
You can reroll 4 of those dice if you want.
Let's do that.
4 that weren't successes. Oh, nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 successes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Would you like to spend 1 to ignore the resistance?
Sure.
Alright. So you are going to deal 9 stress, which drops this down to 2. Awesome. Alright. And then that fills up. That is also. You're going to get 1 more momentum out of that as well.
Cool.
Great.
All right, sorry, one more question. I might be missing it. Do we have the little momentum counter on our Roll20 screen?
It's up on it's on a different screen than what you're looking at. So
Okay.
I'll keep track of it and let you know for now. We'll get to that screen momentarily.
All right, well, Moppet would like to go next if he could.
Sure.
He's also going to just make a straight line forward. He's going to just go through. He's he's not going to waste any time. He wants to go because he's actually very curious about what's going on with this subspace thing. It's bringing him back flashbacks of before he was no longer part of the Science Academy. So he wants to go and follow up to see what's going on with that. So he's going to just do following in the same tracks as the 2 in front of me because they've had expert luck with this. I just want to do Fitness Con as well to just kind of power through right on the line, pretty much following just like Red Shirt.
Difficulty 0.
Okay, cool. So my Fitness and Con is going to be a 13. 2d6 or 2d20 rather, not 2d6. That would be drastic. So it's a 13. Oh, it's an 11 and a nat 1, baby.
Nice. So that's 3 successes. So you have 3 momentum currently. So now roll your con plus 2 challenge dice.
Okay, which would be 5. 5d6.
That's
6,
only
3,
3.
3, 2. Mm-hmm.
You have 3 momentum. Do you want to spend 1 to roll those 3 threes?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
3d6.
Oh, that's better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be a breakthrough. However, I have some resistance here. Do you want to spend 1 momentum to get over that resistance?
We have 3, you said?
You have 2 now.
2, because I used the 1. Yeah, if that's all right with everyone. I don't want to just use up all the momentum, but we all have talents I know that kind of aid in momentum. But yeah, I'll use another one.
So you can do that, and you'll still add 1 momentum to the pool, bringing you up.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
All right, Miko.
Yeah, so for me, it's just going to be Fitness and Con, and kind of just trudging along through it. very much suffering because he comes from he comes from a planet that is basically perpetually Hawaii. And so this entire experience for him is just like the worst possible thing that he can imagine in his life. So, so I just roll.
You probably had to do like 4 or 5 shuttle trips too to get everybody down here.
Yeah. So, and he's going on like 4 hours of sleep, getting up way too early in the friggin' morning for him. This is absolutely the worst day in Von Cantos's life, and that's saying something. So I'm just rolling 2d20, and my target number is 12.
That sounds
or
right.
under. Okay.
Over under. Now you could buy a third die if you wanted to, but you don't need it. All right. So you got two successes there, which means you've generated 2 momentum. So now the next step is you roll your con, whatever that is, plus 2 e6.
Righty.
Oh,
2
that's
twos
pretty good. So 2s deal essentially 2 damage each to the stress track. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5s deal 1 damage to the stress track, and 4s and 3s deal nothing. So you've got 5 damage here, which would be a breakthrough if you spend 1 momentum that you generated to get over the resistance.
What is the difference between me spending the 1 momentum to do that or rolling the 2d6 that didn't do anything for me?
So you could, in theory, you have 2 momentum, so you could do both if you wanted to. But if you just want to put a momentum in the bank right now, getting over the resistance probably makes the most sense.
Didn't I already have 1 in the bank coming into this?
You have 4 in the bank coming into this.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna re-roll first and see what.
Okay, yeah, because you can do both.
Right.
There you go.
A 1 and a 6.
Yeah, actually, 1, 2. So that's it. Yeah, same thing. But you could have rolled a 2 and gotten more. But you do overcome it. You have 1 momentum that goes back in the pool, and you guys have trudged through the snow enough that there's just a worn path that anybody else that needs to can walk through.
So Daphne is still coming up on the rear, and this reminds her of home. Like, it's just so beautiful, and she keeps kind of turning around and then sort of like scampering up to Vaughn and like, man, this just reminds me of home. Isn't it beautiful? And then starts to describe different, like, snowy knolls and like the different kinds of winds and how it hits the snow and makes like a different formation, and tries to point out, pretty much she's talking to herself, but she's like super excited, just kind of looking. She also has a talent of continuously watching. So like, even though she's pretty chill and excitable, she knows way more than people realize. So, she's really checking out the scenery around them, just kind of like surveying just to make sure, but also like excited. It's like home. It feels so good. It's like toasty almost. Feels great. Her little antennae are going crazy.
Vaughn just like pulls his babushka closer up over his face, so all you can see is like the hint of his eyes through whatever goggles that he has on.
Yep. Daphne touches him every once in a while and points out something in the scenery a little bit, something spectacular, and then sighs, and then, continues to walk on.
As Vaughn gets closer, it kind of, everybody's coming in. I'm kind of like patting them on the back as they come by. Unfortunately, I can't turn my empathy off, so as soon as I make contact with somebody, I instantly understand what they're feeling. And I'm like, ooh. So I'm like, after he kind of passes by, like, runs around, I'm like, hey, buddy, kind of a rough morning, huh? And I pull out my thermos, and it's got some, like, awesomely good coffee in there. I'm like, I think we need a little bit of warm-up after that, huh? And I'm gonna, like, pour some and, like, hand him a cup.
You're gonna, like, immediately try and kick a puppy.
Why would I do that? No. I feel it.
Ririth is really curious about what you have there, and she comes over and starts sniffing.
I will reach in my pack and I'll like pour out like those little collapsible mugs. I'm gonna start pouring this out for everybody. and I'll hand it to Rorith too. I'm like, this is a drink originally from the Earth culture, but has also passed through the Klingon culture as kind of a just as a almost a metaphor of our collaboration with other species. It's called Raktajino. Many find it invigorating and delicious and warming.
Vaughn just holds the cup in his very, very heavily gloved hands and is like sipping it and says, "It's also the nectar of the gods." Ah.
Meanwhile, behind you, Ririth tries it and then spits it right out and like, it's so bitter.
I have something for that, and I'm gonna pull out some creamer and sugar packets. I'm way too organized and way too prepared for these kinds of things. I'm gonna have to doctor it up. I'm like, try now. The beauty of this drink is it can be seasoned to just about any taste.
She says, "Can I just have that?" And she's pointing at the creamer.
Yeah.
You bet. And I'll hand it up.
And then she drinks all of your creamer.
Okay.
Like in 2 gulps.
That's fine. I like mine black, so sorry everybody else.
That's okay. I have my own tincture, so.
Yes.
Daphne.
Yes, you do. If it's anything like that granola.
So you're traveling another hour or so, and you start getting to towards the base of the mountain where there is another little alpine forest. And you do notice that the snow on the branches of the trees start like falling, and you can tell that like there's these tremors almost shaking the snow. And Ririth immediately pulls out this like huge bow and arrow.
Okay.
What is that for, ma'am?
And I'm going to move you guys to a new map.
Oh no!
And you see, bursting up from the snow are these 3 things that... Awesome. So, you're going to fire a phaser at one.
Yes.
All right, red shirt.
Or
Which
maybe
one are you going to
2.
fire a phaser at?
Or maybe 2. Because I have the Fire at Will talent.
Okay.
Which says the character is capable of tracking multiple targets and making attacks against them with great effect. Whenever the character makes a ranged weapon attack and then uses the Swift Task momentum spent to make a second ranged attack, they ignore normal difficulty.
Awesome.
That's a lot of words that
So basically, you can spend 2 momentum to make a second attack, but it's usually at difficulty +1. You can do it without that difficulty +1.
Let's do it. Right, we're gonna do just the top 2.
Okay. So fire. Do you want to buy any momentum? This is difficulty 2 to hit with a ranged attack.
And remind me, ranged attack is what and what?
It is control security.
Okay, control security, so that'll be 15. I have a focus in ranged weapons being security. I will spend. I will give you 1 threat to use bold security.
Awesome.
And I will roll 3 dice. And I get to reroll the 20 because bold security.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, yeah. I apologize, everybody. I was actually my audio disappears. I'm back.
So it was meant to be, I see.
So that is...
I have a talent. Backup plans. Whenever one of my allies or myself fail, we get an extra momentum.
Okay.
Excellent.
So he hasn't failed, right? Because
I'm just saying, if it does.
Oh, it does fail.
It does fail. Also, how does untapped potential work?
What is what?
Untapped potential, which we all have.
So basically, you roll a d6, and you want to get either a 5 or a 6. And you recover momentum spent on a thing.
Okay, so I missed with that first shot, but I get a second shot. Correct?
Correct. So, but you did get 1 momentum for missing.
Okay. I will give you 1 more threat to roll a 3rd die on the second shot as well. Sorry, one threat. Yeah. That's somewhat better. 3 successes.
That's 3 successes?
Yes.
All right. So this is going to generate 1 momentum. Now you roll your image should be written right next to your phaser, right? I'm sorry. Phasers deal 2
7.
plus your security.
Yeah, so that 6 then. Sorry. Ooh, that's better.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Would you like to spend 1 momentum to overcome its resistance?
How much momentum? Is that accurate? Do we have 6 momentum?
You do have 6 momentum, yep.
Okay, so yes, we'll do that.
Okay. So that's going to deal 5 damage to this thing. Ouch. Ooh. Down to 7. I'll spend 2 threat. Make sure it doesn't drop from an injury. Awesome.
Okay, that's it for me.
Now this thing. It's going to move right here. And Daphne, it's going to try to chomp you.
Oh boy. You know, I was feeling like kind of empathetic toward them because, you know, they're fluffy and it's cool. And I just have an affinity for all the things. But I mean, I want to defend myself as well. So this is a hard one for me. I'm going to take my applied research of what everybody's been doing and that like phasers work, and I'm going to take out my phaser and try and shoot it.
Oh, because it moved to you as its as its minor action, it's actually attacking you right now.
Oh my god.
These are opposed tasks. So you get to roll your daring plus security. Would you like to add any dice to your pool to try to defend this thing or to get out of the way of it?
Yeah, we've got momentum. Go for it.
Okay, I would like to add a momentum. My daring is 9 and my security is 1. So.
Ooh.
You're gonna roll 3d20.
Yes.
I am gonna spend 3. Roll 4 dice.
terrible.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3 successes. You got 0 successes.
Oh boy.
Fluffy, why?
So I'm gonna just chomp down on you for a minute. Hold on, let's see. This gaping maw.
But you get a momentum at least. I mean,
That's really all that matters.
Ooh.
All right. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4 stress. I rolled an effect. Oh, you know what? I need you to suffer an injury. Let's do that.
oh no. Oh no.
I mean,
Spend
you
one
don't
momentum so that I deal
need her to
5.
suffer.
Would you like to? So you are injured currently, unless you spend 2 momentum to try to shrug it.
How do you guys feel about that? Yes, I would.
Use it.
Because remember, once you're injured, you're out of the scene. However,
Use it.
this thing actually didn't chomp down on you. It kind of like bumped into you. And if you want to, you have applied research. You said.
I do.
Insight plus science.
Insight of 9.
Difficulty 1.
For a D1. Or
2d20.
2d20. 5 and 1.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you got 3 successes there. You notice this thing is like sniffing your satchel.
I'm gonna pull out contents of my satchel and kind of lay them out just separate enough that it can discern one thing from the other. And I would like to, test my theory on what that it's actually looking for from one of my items.
Well, it just starts rolling around on all of the stuff. Like it's rolling around, kind of like a cat with catnip.
Yep. Sure. Okay. I'm going to try and pet it.
So that is going to be an opposed check. I'm just going to roll 2d20.
I do have a focus on animal handling.
That'll help you.
Nice.
This is I would call this daring plus security.
Okay, so 9 and 1.
You want to buy any dice? I'm not buying any.
Is that okay, you guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Do it
Okay,
up.
buy a
Yeah.
dice.
Hey, we're playing a one shot. Play it like you stole it. Let's rock and roll. Spend it.
Oh boy. What is with these dice?
Only got 1 success.
I got 1. Like scratching what I think might be its
Oh,
ear.
that weird connection isn't it? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, daring is 9, security is 1. It looks like I've got 1. It's on xenobiology, animal handling, botany,
You're buying 1 die, you said?
test. Yeah, I bought 1.
Okay. So, yeah, it looks like you got 1 success there. Let's see what happens here. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I got 2 successes. So,
Why?
here's what's kind of happened. As you went down to try to, calm it, it's, wrapped itself around you.
Sure.
How big are these?
It's like a
things?
big
I'm picturing
hug.
giant.
About 15 feet tall, 15 feet long.
Sure.
Woo, okay.
Sure.
And it's kind of, wrapped itself around you.
There.
You get the sense that it's not, trying to do this. It's kind of happened on accident because it's rolling around on whatever you had in your pack. And so, but you are going to take some damage from that, unfortunately. 5d6.
Like, you can't get angry an animal for being an animal, you know?
So you are only going to lose 1 stress,
Okay.
which isn't bad. However, it does kind of knock the wind out of you.
Sure.
So you actually also suffer 1 point of fatigue. And what fatigue does is it lowers your maximum stress level. So your maximum stress level was 11, now it's 10. Kind of squeezed you a little bit accidentally.
Okay. Again, you can't get mad at an animal for acting like an animal. So Daphne is just like.
Right, you guys get to take a turn now. What would you like to do?
Oh. Moppet wants to step forward. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead, Cantos.
Yeah, so Vaughn, seeing all of this, is going to reach into his pocket and pull out the baggie of granola that he did not eat this morning.
Yeah.
And he's going to just chuck it into this thing's mouth.
The one that's right next to you, or one that's off in the distance?
The one that's right next to me, that's trying to constrict my friend.
Excellent. Let's see. Let's call that a ranged attack.
Yeah.
The granola.
We'll call it control plus security difficulty 2.
Okay, so that's a 12 for me. I'm going to buy momentum with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or I'm going to use a momentum, I should say. Buy a die.
Yeah.
4 and a 6.
So it bursts open in this thing's mouth, and it's just like you kind of like it starts like it looks like it's gonna start burrowing into the snow.
Daphne nods her head. You know, yeah, it was really good.
This one
Really
comes
good.
over and starts attacking the other one, the one that has the granola in its mouth. This one starts like attacking it. It looks like it's trying to go for that thing's mouth.
Now there's some herb in that backpack that kind of like helps mellow out some feelings. So that one is actually consuming some of that, just FYI.
What's the rest of you going to do?
Moppet wants to step forward and oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going to look to Rarth and be like, what are these things? I'm going to whip out my tricorder and start scanning them.
She says, they're woolly worms. They're extremely dangerous. They seem to enjoy something that you have on you.
I should say so. And I'm just going to see if I can make a scan. Like, I don't know if it will tell me anything about them or...
Like a medical scan.
Well, just tricorder, kind of like see if I can figure out their anatomy or...
Yeah, sure. You can do an insight plus, or let's do reason plus science, difficulty 0.
Okay.
Like if it's a sea cucumber where it eats and poops out its mouth.
Cool. And I have a talent called Ops Manager. So whenever I succeed at a task assisted by either the ship's computer, sensors, or a tricorder, I generate a bonus momentum.
Awesome.
Which may only be used on the obtained information momentum spent. So, kind of cool, but...
That's cool.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and...
Got one.
So I got
Plus
one...
an additional one to ask questions.
Yep.
So yeah, these things are, they're actually a type of mammal. And they are warm-blooded. They appear to be omnivores, based off the structures that you see.
Mm-hmm. Do they appear to be pack animals?
Yes.
Okay. Do they
So
show
it's
any
strange
signs-
they would be fighting over something.
Right.
Maybe the granola.
I think you might have just invented a worm nymph.
You know, it's just so darn tasty for everyone.
And this other one starts fighting, and all three of them start doing this skirmish where they're just thrashing around.
Do they look like they're really injuring each other, or they're just trying to get at the stuff?
It looks like they're trying to get at the stuff. They're fighting over the
That's
snacks.
Just walk around them.
Might start doing one of those.
Yeah, things have changed pretty drastically in just a moment. So Moppet actually, instead of doing what he was going to do, he is actually just going to reach down. He's going to help his companion to her feet because she was being all tangled up in these people. And as he pulls her up, they have a moment where she looks at him and he goes, "Remember, we are the first and last line of defense against germs." And I spray her in the face with some sort of like antibacterial spray. Just douse the shit out of her with it. Just. And that's one of my values coming into place. And so I just spray her down, and I don't know if it's going to apply here. One of my focuses is xenodivergent solubility, i.e. I'm really good at disinfecting things. So I am just spraying her, spin her around, spray her.
Awesome. You guys gonna dance around these things and let them kind of go on their way? They kind of like ignore you now and like go dive down back into the snow.
Yeah. I really need to mess with them.
At which point, Ririth is like, "What was that weapon?"
I mean,
It
it's
is called a water-soluble alcoholic solution. It is a disinfect. Oh, you meant?
Oh, this is a phaser.
granola, nuts and berries, and there's some extra oils that get put in there. It's delicious. I'll make you some when we get back. He's nodding and like a heartfelt like hand on the fur.
Ririth kind of is like, "Can you replicate that and give us some? I mean, these things are pests."
I mean, I can replicate some of the ingredients, but there is some that I have to procure for you, but I'm happy to do so. I know where it is. Okay.
Meanwhile, Vaughn is just like trudging forward and muttering under his breath, "I hate this freaking planet."
I do love that there's sort of like a second contact drug deal, cartel style thing in the works.
These
right?
are natural elements. These are fine.
So it is 10:30. We have finished scene 2, so I think it'd be good to take a 5-minute bio break for everyone.
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely. Yeah, We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Everybody who is watching, we've had a blast so far. So please come on back and join us for some more lower deck action as we're going to explore the planet some more. So yeah, we have 5 minutes. So thanks everybody. See you shortly. Hello, welcome back, Trekkies and Trekkers. Here we are back in part 2 of Star Trek Adventures tonight, our lower decks excursion. Al, get us back into this, shall we? Take it away.
So we survived the woolly worms with a pack of granola. That worked out well for us. And now we're going to continue walking towards. We're now at the small mountain chain. You assume that the fjord is just on the other side of this small little mountain chain to get over. It's going to be hard hiking, but you know that you're getting fairly close. In fact, to make things just a little bit more challenging, it has started to snow,
Great.
which is blocking your vision a little bit. I did just spend 2 threat to add that as a scene trait, and we'll see how that comes into play. So hiking up the mountain isn't too bad. You guys can do it relatively easily. It's coming down into the fjord that is the challenge, right? Because we've got there's ice everywhere. It's slippery, and so on and so forth. So to get down into the fjord is going to require some checks. Getting up to the top of the mountain, not so much. Once you do get up to the top of the mountain, there is a very faint amount of like dark smoke coming up from around a corner. You can't quite get the angle of it from where you're at, but it's really dispersing quickly now that the wind has started to pick up a little bit. But like as soon as you get down in there, you're going to be able to see whatever the heck this firefall thing is. Ririth offers to go down first to catch any of you should you slip and fall.
I love that.
I love that for us. Yeah.
Red Shirt and I, we have enough ropes and crampons and cleats and all that stuff to outfit people, but I might just double check and then see if Rareth can provide us stuff with a replicator if anybody needs any.
Oh yeah, that was something that we talked about earlier on, was ice axes and crampons. So yeah, you definitely got those.
And Daphne's really used to the ice and snow because she is an Andorian, so she's all about, going back and forth, trying to be safe. She's got this.
Awesome.
this
So you've got this is going to be either it is getting slippery, it is snowing, so daring probably get down in there, maybe I guess control would work as well, like if you're trying to watch out for like icy patches and things like that. And you can either roll athletics, or this is probably just going to be athletics. I don't think con will work here. It's pretty much a straight down shot. But it's a difficulty 2 check to climb down into the crevasse here.
I don't think I have
athletics is.
Oh, sorry, fitness, not athletics.
But fitness and control are both attributes.
Fitness and control plus security, or I guess I'll let you use con if you're trying to navigate your way down.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Are you all right to make the climb down, Ensign Cantos? I can tell that you have had a hard time today.
Let's just get this over with quickly, please. And I think Vaughn just like starts moving forward without waiting for anybody else to lead the way.
Awesome.
And I think he's doing it with like a consternation of trying to keep everybody moving, right? Like he's trying to motivate everyone with with his seriousness and just getting it done kind of attitude.
So it is difficulty 2. We have 2 momentum in the pool at this time. What would you like to roll, and what would you like to do for dice?
So control, you said, was an option.
Yeah, control plus con or security.
Okay. I don't suppose command could play into this with trying to lead people down.
Sure. So like you're trying to show them the best path down.
Yeah, more or less.
I'm okay with that.
He doesn't know if it's the best path, but he's trying to show that he's willing to take the leap and lead through.
Okay. Sure. I'll let you roll it.
Okay. And I'll do.
I'm so proud of him that he's so excited about the snow and the trees. And really
yeah, because that's exactly the reason. Yeah, and I will use a momentum and buy 1 die. So it's a 14 for me.
Awesome. I see 2 successes.
2 successes.
Actually, do you have any thing that might like any focuses that you might apply here that you would have, like navigation, survival, anything like that?
Not for this situation, no.
Okay. Well, but you're down, and you're not hurt. You're not fatigued. That's good.
That is a man who knows when to hold them and when to fold them. Moppet's going to go next. Actually, he's going to do, because he can tell that he was trying to kind of rush us along, get this over with. I'm going to very cautiously, carefully, making sure I don't slip and fall and hurt myself. I'm going to take my time moving down the side of this mountain. I want to try to use my control and what would it be? Con, you said, if I'm trying to maneuver? Okay. So my control and con will also be a 14.
Would you like to buy any dice, or you want to try it with 2?
We have what momentum? I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, I'll try it with 2. It might be funnier if I fail it. I don't know. We'll see. Because if we fail, I'll get momentum. 2d20. Okay, that's going to be 1 success. The other one's a 19, so that's going to be not too great. But so 1 success is what I got.
So that's a fail.
Mm-hmm.
It was difficulty 2.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do is you are gonna slip and fall on your butt a couple of times. Like even like as you're trying to use your mop as like a hiking stick a couple of times, you still fall down a few, and by the time you get to the end, you are exhausted. So your maximum stress is down to 11.
Awesome.
All
Cool.
right. Who's next?
But we got a momentum for me failing that task. So
Correct.
Daphne is happy to go. She's feeling like proud of everybody because she told everybody about where she lived, and even though this is like way warmer than her planet, she's just like really thrilled that people have this go-get-it spirit and is feeling pretty positive. She's also like looking at all the trees during their switchbacks already, so she's just kind of like checking out trees, checking out her footing, checking out the snow. So she'd like to go next.
I would say that that's probably insight plus con for security.
Okay. So insight, she's got a 9, and con, she's got a 3. So cool.
You have 2 momentum in the pool right now.
Let's attempt it without. We'll save it for everybody.
Okay.
Left. All right.
Oh, there it is. 7 and a 3.
Confident.
Nice.
No, confident.
Do you have any focuses that apply that might generate a momentum?
Let's see here. I mean, botany, if I'm looking at all the trees and stuff, but no. I mean,
Okay.
xenobiology, so trees and animals.
Probably not. But you made it down without getting any more fatigue, so that's good. All right. We've got 2 left. Red shirt.
Sorry. Sorry, is there still 2 of us left?
Yes.
I'm still left.
Yeah.
We'll go.
Red shirt will go last.
Okay.
And is this something I can assist my companion on?
I mean, you could try to walk down together if you'd like.
I'm actually pretty good. I think I'm not. This is not the worst task for me to do.
Okay, well, you go ahead, and I will bring up the rear because I'm very confident that in case anything happens.
I'm also feeling pretty confident about it. So,
Are you saying you're feeling
check? What action?
confident?
What are you doing? What are we seeing as you climb down into this fjord?
I'm going to using my survival focus, and also my composure focus. Very just like kind of professionally, like I've done this a number of times. Like
Both are applicable here.
Face passes, swing around backwards, and just start working my way down pretty easily. Like,
Are you going to buy any dice, or are you just going to roll 2 straight up?
I'm going to buy a dice because I have untapped potential, and I might actually be able to buy us more momentum if I succeed.
Okay.
And I am using my fitness of 10 and my con of 4, so...
So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, you rolled d6s there.
Oh, sorry. You know what? That would make them really low, wouldn't it?
So many successes. No.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I
see 1 success here.
Let me read something real quick on my sheet here.
You can spend a momentum to reroll the 2d20s that failed.
I'm going to do that.
We got 2 successes.
Cool.
1, 2. All right.
And that, I think, because I have untapped potential, just real quick while I'm doing that, that lets me roll a d6 to see if I can add bonus momentum Equal for the roll. All right, receive bonus. Equal for the roll.
So roll 1d6. I think a 3 is nothing, right?
That's right, because we're not using real dice.
Yep.
Well, we are really using real dice. They're talent dice.
All right, red shirt, bringing up the
All right.
rear.
Okay. I'm going to slide down dramatically, like it's going to be controlled, but then the last bit, I would like to just like slide down, kind of, very
Right.
Mariner style. Like,
So
do
that's
everything.
would you like to buy any dice for that?
It's probably going to be fitness and security, which is 15, and I still have my focus. Yeah, I'll give you one threat.
Okay.
So I can use bold security. 3 dice. That is 5 successes.
5 successes. Awesome. So you get down without too many issues. You get a flourish at the end. You refill your momentum pool, and you have all made it down into this kind of valley. So here's what you see as you make it around a corner. So first of all, you're kind of like the glacier has receded quite a bit, so you're in this gully that the glacier had carved. As you look back behind you, you do see like the wall of the glacier where it ends, where like these chunks are falling off and whatnot. You see a giant metal structure sticking out of the end of that glacier, and as you look at it, it looks like it's a spaceship of some sort.
I'm gonna whip out the tricorder.
So whipping out a tricorder here, what are you going to try to do? Try to get a scan of it?
Yeah, just see if I can identify either, like, even just the culture that it came from, if not.
So this close to the ship, your tricorder does not work.
Okay, we're actually pretty far, right?
What's that?
Are we still pretty far from it? We still have to.
A couple hundred yards.
Oh, okay. Oh, it doesn't work at all. It's like something's interfering.
Yes. And you remember that the All-Mother did say that it appears to be stronger the closer you get to the source of the firefall.
Given Vaughn's knowledge of vehicles and flying things and whatnot, is there a chance that I can identify it from like sight visually?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Do you have any do you have focuses in that or anything?
I've got craft operations. I don't.
Okay. So yeah, so this will be it would be a reason plus, I guess you could use con difficulty 1 to try to place what this is.
Okay. And how does my focus apply? What does that do for
So what
me?
would happen is, so what's your con score?
3.
So
My reason
basically
is
your
8.
focus would make it so if you roll a 3 or lower, those
Okay.
all count as crits.
Got it. Okay. No.
So I am going to let you succeed at a cost here and give you one bit of information.
Okay.
So this is a starship that you have seen in the Federation databases. They were only encountered once by the USS Voyager, and the report says that it was piloted by something called the Prelor. And the Prelor are essentially a robotic species that was created by a civilization that like broke into a civil war, and the robots survived, but the civilizations destroyed each other. And the robots are now in an endless war in the Delta Quadrant.
Yikes. I will just casually say, well, those bastards are a long way away from home.
Do you know what that is?
I mean, sure. Did you guys ever read any of the reports from the Voyager mission and going across the Delta Quadrant?
Only the cookbooks
No.
that were published by Nedix.
I do. One of my focuses is Starfleet Protocol. Would that help you at all with like maybe I've been reading all
Not
that stuff?
Starfleet Protocol. Starfleet history, maybe.
Yeah, history. Yeah.
Like, how could you guys not? That was one of the greatest. I don't even know who you people are. Anyway, that's a
I just follow the
Praelor ship.
greatest ensign ever, Ensign Harry Kim.
I don't even know how to talk to you anymore.
And now Lieutenant Commander Tuvok is well known on my planet as well.
Well, of course he is. He's like the second most popular Vulcan to ever live.
Who are you implying is...
They're like these weird
Mm-hmm.
cybernetic artificial creations. And last I read, they were at war, like all across the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah, so there were two groups. The Praelor were one of the groups, and the Traviks were the second group, and they were at war with each other. And what has happened is the war's been going on for so long that the robots have started to function any longer, and they're trying to find out a way to keep their war going. So they tried to get B'Elanna Torres to essentially create a new life form, create more of them that could replicate themselves and things like that.
Sure.
So yeah, it's very strange that one would be here. You're right; they're a long way from home.
I believe we must investigate further. I wish to make sure that everything belongs in its proper place.
I'm all about some good organizational skills, so let's do that.
So as you get like just a tad closer and you do a bit more investigating, you notice that like where the ship is smashed into the glacier, the front of the ship has a huge breach in it. That's where some of the smoke is kind of floating out of. But you also notice that like, to the left side of where the ship is embedded, there's like almost looks like a cave that looks like it goes maybe behind the ship. There's like a little stream, a cold stream coming out of it. And what do you want to do?
I'm gonna just turn to the lieutenant and be like, Lieutenant, not to by any means shirk what may potentially be our duty, but do you feel that this is an opportunity for us to inform the command and send a appropriate level of force, or should we just do it ourselves?
Man, we should probably just do it ourselves. No, we should probably let command know. Do our communicators work? Can we just send a message?
We got that information early on that the communicators were not working.
Right. Okay. But I do think we should probably investigate that cave over there. And then Daphne's just going to start walking toward the cave while she's looking at the trees.
I will boldly go with you.
Are you all going to go to the cave, or some of you going to go to the ship? What do you want to do?
I believe away mission protocol, and correct me if I am wrong, Lieutenant, because I am not a member of Starfleet, but I believe that the away mission protocol would dictate that Red Shirt would go first.
Yes, I'm prepared. Shall we split up, or are we all going together?
I believe splitting up may cover more ground.
Yes.
Did none of you hear what I said? That these things that are on these ships, like, are at war?
Not with us. Correct?
Yeah.
We will be able to protect ourselves.
Yes, but they're we shouldn't split up. That's all I'm saying. Don't split up, just please.
Okay.
As you guys
Love
are
of
getting
everything.
closer and having this discussion, you can actually see inside this breach of the front of the ship. It's actually the bridge of the ship, and it's lit up. There's some sparks falling from the ceiling still, and you can very specifically see 4 of these automated units slumped down over their stations.
They look disabled. This is surely safe. I will go first.
I'm pretty good at computers. I can go with you and see if I can shut down whatever is interfering with
Yes.
the subspace stuff.
Yes. I pull out my phaser and I proceed carefully yet boldly forward.
So are all of you going in there for right now into the bridge, or are some of you going to go to the cave?
Well, I'm going with them.
I'm definitely
Where
going.
is Ruith going?
I want to download any kind of like information from their database.
Rilith will offer to go whatever way you are not going.
I will accompany Ruith into the cave.
I'll be like, Vaughn, look, see, they're already they're all disabled. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
In fact,
sure.
you notice that like
Why not?
Rilith, like as you guys are looking at that breach and trying to like point out like what you see in there, you see Rilith start sniffing the air. Then she just makes for that cave.
Yeah, Moppet's going to follow him behind her. She's the big one, so he's going to go with her.
So getting into the ship proper is not much of a challenge. The cave, there's a little, like I said, there's a little bit of a stream coming out of it. So let's talk about the cave first. As you are walking around, you can actually see like to your left is like melted ice that's probably melted because of the ship's warmth, and then to your right is like the ship. So you're kind of like walking in between the two, and then you see that like there's a cavern in the backside of the ship where the engines probably were that is kind of like melted away, and what you see is very disturbing. In fact, Ririth like drops to her knees immediately as she walks in. There are in the ice. There are like cubbies carved in about 9 feet long, and you notice that there are 10 Kareth in those beds, and as you look, some of them have like cybernetic implants on their face, like weird modifications to their limbs, things like that.
Is this similar at all to Borg technology?
It's a different type of technology. There are no like, I mean, if you do a bit more investigating, there's no nanites or anything like that. This is it's like someone or something is trying to convert these into automatons.
Okay. Well, if I may, I have a talent, well informed, which is whenever I enter into a scene, I could potentially give you a threat to ask 2 questions as if I had spent momentum on a obtained information roll. Would I be able to do that here?
Sure.
Okay. And I do have a focus on investigating. I'm not sure if that helps either.
Well, you don't have to roll. You just get a couple of questions.
Okay. So, well, I guess I really already asked if it had anything to do with the Borg, so we'll count that as something that you already answered. How long ago did this all happen? Still pretty recently, or?
So some of them are, so there were 2 separate trips that came out here that were thwarted when their skiffs crashed, and so it's been a few days each in between them, so it's been probably about a week altogether. Probably the ones who have been here the longest have the most of these like wires and things sticking out of them and whatnot.
Okay.
Second question.
Okay.
Or would you like me to give you more information?
Second question. Yeah, Yeah, just like the information would be just general extra information.
I can give you another bit that you probably.
Yeah, let's do that. If we
so
could.
These they all appear to be like in comas. Like you go up and you're trying to like wake them and whatnot, and there doesn't seem to be any response. So they're definitely like medically induced in some way.
Okay. So I'll just look to Rurith and just,
Rurith is like heartbroken, mourning, is very much in a bad way right now. At the same time, as you look over at her, you also see the back end of the ship, and you do see like an airlock door that's wide open. You at the front of the ship.
Yes.
So your goal is to go in and start looking at the computer stations?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm more worried about protection and sort of like making sure these things don't get up, but my companion will do smart things.
All right. So as you get in there and start looking around, yeah, we're gonna have you, like, you want to jump in the computers and do some messing around with that? Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
So what do you want to do first?
I'd like to see if I can figure out what is causing the subspace distortion and turn it off.
Yes. So this is an insight. This is insight plus engineering, difficulty 3. However, I'm going to actually spend 2 threat to make it difficulty 4 on you.
All right. Well, I could probably use a hand because I don't know anything about these systems. Let's do.
I'm also going to move you guys to a new map in Roll20. So we're going to say Moppet is over here. You are over here. You are over here for now. So yeah, so there are many stations here at the front of the bridge. Trying to figure it out. Does anyone else have computer or engineering stuff that they could assist? You could get 1 assist off this.
I think Vaughn is going to try to figure out wherever the navigation console is, and his goal is associated to like figuring out how they got here. I don't know if that would count as an assist for what he's doing, but I would do that.
Yeah, let's have you do an assist, and I can give you that as like an information, like a gain information or something like that. So difficulty 4.
All right, now, so if I am doing, so I'm operations manager. I would have to be using my own ship, right, or a friendly ship, in order for me to get a boost from that.
Correct.
Now, right? Okay. Kind of like that, but at least I have a focus on computers. That's not too bad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy.
Currently got 6 momentum.
Well, I'm gonna have to buy a couple of dice, I think.
All right, so 2 dice.
Yeah.
Down to 3 momentum. So you're going to be rolling 4 dice plus the 1 support from Miko.
Cool. Uh-oh. Well, let's see. What did you say? Science or insight plus engineering?
Yep.
I have 1 success, so I did not.
1 success.
Yeah.
I would you like to spend a momentum to re-roll the 20s that missed?
Well, we got momentum. Yeah.
All right. Do that.
Does that also re-roll the natural 20?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Yeah. Typically, you have to spend determination to do that, but I'm not getting into determination this game.
Or no, this is not on that. This is me just spending momentum. Oof.
Oof.
Okay, well, I got two.
Boy.
2 successes. All right, Miko.
What do I need to roll now?
So you're gonna roll. You're doing insight plus con. Reason plus con, I guess, would work as well.
That's 2
successes. You got Got 2 successes. Look at that. 4 successes total.
Woo.
You have success.
then-
Oh, wait. You know what?
And then untapped potential, right, means I get to roll.
Hold on.
challenge
One
die?
thing. Miko, when you assist, you only roll 1d20.
Oh.
But I am going to let you guys succeed at a cost here.
Okay.
So,
I mean, either one of those was a success. So
right. So, yeah. So you got 3 successes total out of 4. Matt, you roll your d6 for untapped potential. See if you gain momentum back. Want to see a 5 or a 6?
No.
Ooh, I think a 1 gives me threat, right?
Let's double check that. Only it gives you a point of threat if an effect is rolled.
Oh, okay. All right.
I receive bonus momentum equal to the roll. So I guess 1 momentum.
Oh, so you do get 1 momentum. Okay.
Hmm.
I thought it was the other way around. So, I'm going to let you succeed at a cost. And the cost is at the back of bridge, a door opens. In
Uh-oh.
walks this guy. So Miko, while getting into the computer system, I will tell you that you found these this ship came here through the Shackleton Expanse, and it was mysteriously transported here by a tetraionic wave.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, and also, I don't know if this matters. If I'm reading this right, since my engineering was 3, with the 3 I rolled counted as 2 successes because I have a focus.
Oh yeah, it would actually.
Okay.
there we
So
go.
All right.
now.
I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna actually spend 2 momentum to bring this guy into the scene. You
mean 2 threat?
And yeah, 2 threat. Yeah. Sorry, I took.
I was like, hang on a second. GM can spend our momentum?
Yes. So you hear this unit is confused as to what you are doing. That's what it says.
I'm waiting on Redshirt to do something because he was the one that was looking out for danger. So
Sure. Greetings.
You're confused
unit.
as you are on what you're doing on this planet.
These units crashed here after an unknown traversal of space.
These units are here on a diplomatic mission to the inhabitants of this planet.
I am in need of more units.
How do you procure your units?
We are not gifted with the knowledge of creating them. I am trying. As you see, our energy sources are running low, and these units have already expired. So I must create new ones. Will you help?
Lieutenant?
I don't know why you're looking in. You see, when you try and modify these units, because they're not compatible, they expire, so you're actually killing off a civilization. What if
I don't think
This
we
unit
technically
wishes
know
to
that
return
yet.
to the war.
Yeah, we're in a different spot.
okay.
And you look around, like there are, like I said, 5 of similar looking android things slumped over stations everywhere. Their power systems have drained. And without them, I cannot get the ship off of the planet's surface.
What is causing the subspace disturbance that we are detecting?
You speak of our protection field.
Perhaps I do. Your protection
Yes,
field.
it was only to be raised until I was successful in creating a new prototype.
And how's that going for you, bro?
It like cocks its head a little bit. No, not what bro means. That does not go well.
Oh, this unit thinks that you are its brother.
That is absolutely not what I said.
That is 100% what you said.
Perhaps if you were to lower your protective field, we would be able to better assist you, as we are unable to contact our superior units who have access to more technology.
Your superiors could help me power up the other units.
They
Definitely.
absolutely can.
Our engineer is the best.
Is he though?
Bro.
So as you're having this discussion, Muppet, after investigating that open door at the back of the ship, you kind of start walking through and instinctively start like wiping things down.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, definitely.
And then you
Definitely.
come through the same door that this thing came from. Rilla stays behind in the cavern. This thing turns around and looks at you and is... You have come to assist?
I have come to assist in the cleaning operations, yes. Everything seems to be out of order here. Perhaps I can help you clean up what is going on. And I'm going to give everyone a look, and you will see, and I'm going to demonstrate exactly what it looks like. You're going to see me give you all a motion that there's something going on. It looks a little like Moppet, he really he puts himself out in that moment. He really reaches and to let you know that something alarming is going on. So
Oh boy.
there is quite a mess in the rear of the vehicle. It would seem that the locals do not care for your method of entry.
I do not care for my method of entry as well. I wish to leave this planet to return to my my battle. I cannot without my other units.
What if I were to take a look at your ship and see if I can get some of this powered back on for you? Would you be able to pilot it on your own?
The ship's power is fine. It is the internal power systems of the units requires a specific fluctuation of plasma.
Oh, well, we've got plenty of plasma. I'm sure people would be willing to spare some if we just asked nicely.
Can you bring them to me?
Well, we'd have to contact them, which means you'd have to drop your shield.
Very well. It reaches out and starts typing on a pad. And tricorder works now.
Cool. Scan around, and somebody should probably contact home base.
You're looking at me for that.
You're the lieutenant.
You are the highest ranking officer here.
Certainly. Yeah. So, kind of casually, because this is always like, hey, you're on speakerphone.
You could walk out. You don't have to stay right there and do it.
All right. Walks
also,
out for a little bit.
Explain it too, so he knows who these people are.
I'm gonna tap Vaughn on the shoulder and let's take a walk and make a call, and we're gonna go ahead and contact the captain together and explain what's going on.
I want to intercept them. Moppet wants to intercept them as they're getting ready to leave. I must inform you that there is something more amiss here. The locals are being apprehended and forcefully turned into the creatures. Cybernetic implants, very similar to the Borg in look and appearance. Might I suggest that we do not allow this to continue further?
Maybe you should take the Vulcan guy, because the captain seems to like him.
Okay.
Be like, bro unit, while they're doing that call, do you mind if I take a look at some of the specs of your ship? I could easily identify if we have the right kind of plasma.
Please do.
I'm going to see if I can
And
download.
as you do that, I'm going to do a little bit of something that we've never done on this show before. It's called a reversal.
Oh no.
Reversal
Oh no, what is this?
means I'm going to spend 2 threat for every one of you that is currently in the party. So it's 10 threat. And I'm going to change the circumstances a little bit.
Oh no.
So you 3 have left out to make a call.
No, I stayed in.
They
I
stayed
did
in.
not go.
All right.
Yeah.
You 2 have gone out to make the call. When Ririth comes in and starts shooting at this thing.
Nice.
Oh man.
Coming in blazing. Blazing
Uh,
hot.
And her first shot's going to miss. But we have now entered initiative. So this thing is going to fire back at her. The quantum resonance charge. Let's see.
That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to miss too. So they fire at each other. He's now got a little bit of cover from her. What would you guys like to do?
I'm assuming Red Shirt's just going to go off the deep end. So go take it away, Andrew.
Well, it's been fairly peacefully intentioned, right? Like, we've been fairly peacefully intentioned? Was this
Yes. But Ririth is infuriated.
And Ririth is our ally and
Yeah.
companion.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna shoot the thing. Yeah. Let's shoot. I will pull out my phaser, I will shoot, I will give you 1 threat to use both security and pew pew
And who are you shooting at?
at the bad guy. At the unit.
You're firing at the automated command unit and not Ririth.
Correct.
Okay.
I guess we'll figure
Ririth
it
is
out.
our mama bear. We are not attacking.
Yeah,
Ririth.
no.
Like,
We have to deactivate the unit.
I'll re-roll the 19. So 3 successes.
Nice. That is a hit. Roll damage. Security +2. Oh wait, no, not security +2. Sorry, 2 plus security. Yeah, I guess it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Yeah.
And
That is a lot of stress. So let's see. So he started with 12. He's going to go down to 5. Now you have 3 momentum. He does have 2 resistance.
Oh yeah, I'm using one momentum to cut the resistance.
Get rid of that. Okay. So you're going to generate. Oh, sorry. You got.
I have
This
3
is so-
successes.
So yeah. So you're going to use that to get around his resistance. He is going to spend 2 to avoid an injury. It's hurt. Dealt 7 damage, was it?
Yeah.
Now he's going to actually activate again because he has a cool ability called Initiative 2. He may activate twice in a round. I guess he's going to try to shoot at, like, try to get cover over here from you guys too. And then he's going to fire at you, Red Shirt, across the way. I'll buy a die with my last one. Why not? Oof. Very bad roll from him. He misses entirely. You get the sense that he's not really like a tactical type. Now it's off to you guys.
So
We're gonna
the
disable
lieutenant and I outside, do we hear this?
So I was gonna let them take one more action, then I was gonna tell you guys what you're doing out there.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna see if I can't just shut this whole ship down while I'm sitting here at the computers. And I actually think I might be able to use. So I have a thing called faceted attention, so I can suddenly divert my attention to other tasks, leaving my current task whenever stated is in, and immediately begin work on a second. Which
Okay.
basically makes it sound like I can use 2 tasks simultaneously. They just have to be made at the highest difficulty for such.
Okay.
So I think I can maybe take a shot at him while I'm trying to like disable the ship.
What are you trying to disable?
Just shut the whole thing completely down.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Like no like I guess he says it's powered down, but like the whole, like no chance whatsoever of like the reactor coming online or anything. No subspace field distortions.
Okay. All right, well, that subspace thing is already down.
Okay, it is down. Well, maybe I guess there's nothing to totally disable.
He turned it off.
Okay.
You
Then I'm
guys-
just focused on shooting him. And I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, bro, unit, but it does seem like you did our bear friends dirty. To borrow the words that I have heard the lieutenant say when she was. I'm trying to be cool, okay? Ah!
Rolling 2 dice. You're gonna buy a third.
I'm gonna buy a third.
Right.
And what is it? Security plus what? Control?
No, the attack. Yeah, it's control plus security. That's right for a range attack.
You'll never take Mama Bear alive.
There's 2 successes. That's what you needed.
Sweet. I have a
You
valid.
hit. Now you roll
Yeah.
2 plus your security.
Okay.
So I see 2 stress there.
So 1 and a 6 and an effect. Do I have an effect? Probably
I think
not.
you have to take a minor action to set an effect on a phaser. But we'll say that you hit for 2. He does have 2 resistance. Do you want to pay 1 momentum to get over that resistance?
Yes.
All right. So he's going to take 2 more stress. 1, 2, 3. All right. One of you get to act. Who hasn't gone yet? Miko?
Were you gonna reintroduce the others?
Oh,
back
yeah,
into
sorry.
it?
Out here. So as you tap your comm badge, and you get someone on the other end, you start hearing blasters going off behind you, and the people on the other end are like, "Hey, what's going on over there?"
And we're
We
under
are under attack. We say in unison, apparently. I love it. I love it. There are Praelor. There are Praelor pilots who are here and trying to assimilate members of the planet. Please send reinforcements immediately to this location. And I'll just look to her like, put it in there.
Line cuts. The line cuts out.
Well,
we feel confident that it went through. People will come, but we also should help. So we, run back in, or I'll run back in.
Mappa just stands for a second. Right. And he will follow.
So Miko, you haven't gone yet.
Yeah, so I think Vaughn is going to run over to this Prelor and is like going to attempt to grab onto his blaster and like start wrestling with him so he can't shoot it anymore.
All right.
Like I'm not
So-
trying to disable him. I'm trying to like basically just occupy his blaster so he can't shoot it.
Yeah, so the blaster is actually his fingertip, but yes, you're going to try to keep it so that it can't fire at anyone.
Right. That's,
so this
yes,
is-
that's what I meant.
This is an opposed task. I'm not going to buy any dice whatsoever. It is daring plus security.
Okay. We have 1 momentum, so I'm going to snag that.
Sure. So you're rolling 3 dice. I'm rolling 2 dice.
I got 2 successes.
Froze up on me. Roll 2d20. Oh, I got a success and a complication.
Oh no!
So you have an advantage. That advantage is essentially that it's inaccurate 2. So the difficulty of range attacks are increased by 2 for this guy. You feel like that's pretty much got him under control.
Okay. Just FYI on the map, you moved to the wrong token. I'm the blue-haired dude with the red shirt.
Can you say that again?
On the map, you moved to the wrong token. I'm the blue-haired dude with the red shirt.
I'm sorry.
I don't want our engineer. I don't want our engineer anywhere near this thing.
Yeah, right.
He's actually probably the best one to be over there right now, honestly.
I guess I gotta try to disable him.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Are you going to try to disable him? Do you want to try to capture him? What do you want to do? You can't stun him because it's a robot.
Disable sounds good.
Yeah, is he pretty much out of commission? Can we power him down? We can study him.
I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
occupying him right now. He's still functioning.
I mean, if we could, because I've got test a theory. If we could.
You probably don't have time to test a theory.
I know I really like to disable him, so if he's slightly grappled, I'll go in. I'll go in as well and try and cut. I feel like because I've studied anthropology and other life forms that, well, yeah, but then I was also kind of maybe do a nice cut on one of his tubes.
Yeah, this will require going into its chest cavity and disconnecting the power source, essentially.
You know what? I'm gonna go and try and grapple him as well, and motion to our bear friend to do the same.
Okay.
As I'm just run over there.
You guys have this thing grappled. Is that what you want to do? You want to disconnect the power supply? All right, we can say you guys can do that without a roll because you've got 3 people grappling it now. It powers down. And it kind of goes limp like the other 2.
I shot the bro.
How many are left? Is this the entire enemy force?
I don't know. You're the one who came from the back of the ship. You tell us.
I saw no others walking around there.
Well, then why'd you ask me?
I have not seen every person who has been located upon this enemy vessel.
Can we look in their database to see what units they have?
What do you mean?
Okay,
Well, do they have the cyborg equivalent of a crew manifest?
Yeah,
what units are assigned to this vessel?
Oh,
yeah, there's lots of different unit numbers here. We've got the one that you just beat was 6547, but there are also there's command units, there's engineering units, there are security units, and there are flight units, essentially.
And does it distinguish whether they're active or not active?
There are no active units on this ship anymore.
Okay.
He was trying to find a way to reactivate them, but didn't know how.
Sure.
Well, perhaps you should let the captain know that we've solved the subspace problem.
Beep boop 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 boop. We're gonna call.
So as you again go to tap the comm badge, you hear a lot of ruckus outside.
Outside of this,
as you poke your head out, you see 3 Cherith skiffs and all of your shuttles flying down and landing next to you all.
Excellent. Our call was received.
Wow, they come quick.
and all the captains come out, or the captain comes out along next to the All Mother, and they ask you to report.
So, Captain, I think the transporter should work now.
Yes.
What
We
happened
have-
here?
We also need to do research on this unit here that we have
Yes.
deactivated.
If Dr. Rogu is available, there are members of the Cheseth Wraiths in the back who have been semi-injured with alien technology. I will lead the way to help you clean up the mess.
You got a couple of medics that step forward and come with you with some med bags.
Yes, we have otherwise secured the bridge of this vessel. The one unit was attempting to reactivate others, and we have ascertained that there are no active units at the moment.
Very well. And they start talking about among themselves who these robots are, what their story is, and so on and so forth. And I suppose the plan here is going to be, now that communications are working again, the Cherith are very angry about what happened to their people. They're a very familial society, so they want to just burn the ship and let it rot. Starfleet would probably suggest otherwise, but we'll say that the robotic or the cybernetic Cherith in the back eventually get kind of the medical attention they need and fixed up. And yeah, that is the end of the mission.
Cool. I was just gonna say, I'm going to sneak over to one of the shuttles and start replicating some more hot coffee and creamer. The rest of those people, kind of while we watch the higher ups discuss each other, I'm going to start handing out hot drinks.
So we'll cut back to the final scene, which is going to be you all in again the crew lounge, doing your stuff. Are you going to give the Cherith some of your granola trail mixture?
Absolutely.
They really appreciate that.
Full mixture and recipe and everything.
Since they don't like
their database.
Since they don't like coffee, I think that Vaughn is going to introduce them to hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I mean,
perhaps these bears from this icy planet will enjoy some Coca-Cola.
We'll say that Ririth came back to the ship with you, and you guys are exploring around, and you have a successful second contact, even though a third species kind of at the butt end of it.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
And that is second prototype.
Woo! Juicy. That was good stuff. It was awesome. Thanks, Al. So much fun.
Yeah,
so much
Absolutely.
fun. Yeah, this was nice to step out of our typical characters and kind of do something a little more fun. So this was an absolute blast. We appreciate it.
You can
And
let your
said
hair
you wrote
down,
this-
relax a little bit,
That's let my hair down a little bit. Yeah. I think Miko and Adela are letting their hair down. The rest of us are still kind of coiffed, But yeah, no, this was a blast. And now you said you wrote this adventure. Now this adventure will be in the Lower Decks book that is coming out.
So there are 3 missions at the back of the Lower Decks book. Each one is revolving around a second contact situation.
Cool.
So that's a lot of fun. And yeah, the book, like I said, it's shipping now, and will be available at Gen Con, and hopefully distributors will be getting it soon. And yeah, it should be awesome.
Excellent.
You want to go around and share everyone's socials and whatnot before we check out of here?
Absolutely will. Yep, definitely. Yeah, so Al, let's go ahead and start with you since you are currently on the mic. Let us know obviously we know that you are, running the game, you are writing part of the adventures and stuff, but please let us know where we can find you out there.
Yeah, so you can find me at GM_Admiral on, I think, just about every social media now. I even started a TikTok account today to try to figure out what to do with that. Um, and and aside from that, we also just announced the Captain's Log solo RPG for Star Trek Adventures. So if you're interested in solo play, or if you like random tables just to have at your fingertips, there's like 120 pages of random tables in this book. And then my role playing game Sentience 2D20, which we've played on this channel, is still available on Drive Through RPG. And I'm going through right now and getting it laid out for print on demand and making it nice and pretty. So I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Amazing. Yeah, that was a great game. I had a lot of fun playing that, and the print on demand really speaks to me. So I'm looking forward to that. So, but Al, thank you as usual for running this for us. You do such a great job teaching us as we go, and I appreciate that. And I hope you viewers at home appreciate and learn a little bit more about how STA goes. So, thanks, Al. Appreciate it. All right, let's move on over to Adela. We'll have you go first because, like I said, we're supposed to have ladies go first. I apologize, I messed that up before. So, Adela, tell us, where you are, where you're at, and remind us who you play on the regular Forefront show as well.
Sure, sure. I'm Adela Perez. I usually play Jissa Rogu, which is a medical captain or commander on our normal Star Trek adventure game. And I believe that Jeremy with the Wanderer's Haven is going to be bringing our Wednesday game back. So I
Nice.
will be joining again on Wednesdays for anyone that wants to see, again, this Wanderer's Haven. So continue to watch. As far as me personally, you can find me at Bella B Clothing on Instagram and bellabclothing.com for websites with kid-related things. And
Excellent. Very cool. Awesome. Well, Della, thank you so much. I look forward to. I haven't heard yet what the Wednesday game is going to be, so I'm excited to hear what that's going to be. I'm gonna have to get on Jeremy and find out what that is, so we can get that announced. But thank you for playing tonight. It's always a blast to see you. Let's head on over to her better half, Matt. Hi, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, let's see. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and now the new Threads at Working Man. That's WRKINMAN. And I play Commander Gabriel Martin on our normal Star Trek Forefront game, who's the chief engineer of the USS Ginsberg. That's a lot of fun, but I gotta say, I have been loving the lower decks at least as much because we can really cut loose, and that is hilarious. So, and
Yeah.
thanks to all you guys because this is
so
a
much
treat.
fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Well said. Well said. Thank you. Shoot on over to Miko, one of the co-producers over here. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for playing and jumping in, doing some cool, crazy lower deck stuff. So tell us where we can find you, what all you're up to, because you have a lot going on here on the channel and beyond.
Yeah, just a few things going on. I was very happy to hop in here too. I got to roll dice this time. The last time that I was on the show, I didn't actually roll a single dice roll, so it was very refreshing to get to actually do that this time around. Hi everyone, I am Miko, otherwise known as the OKSGM. You can find me on most all the socials at the_OKS_GM. And yeah, I'm on the production team here at Wanderer's Haven. You can find me most notably on the Wednesday nights where I run my own homebrew world of Ystera in a it's a high fantasy TTRPG setting, and we are wrapping up the first arc of storytelling for that game coming up this Wednesday. It's the finale where things are going to get crazy. Yeah, feel free to check us out there. And also, you can catch up on all of the previous episodes for all of that on our YouTube channel. Other than that, I'm also part of the Lenana Turna stream stuff as a producer. We have lots of cool things going on there. Kevin will probably tell you more about that. But yeah, check out my socials if you're all interested in catching up with that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, Miko, thank you so much. Yeah, the Terra stuff is awesome. That first arc is coming to a close. We've had some amazing role play as we see the beginnings of an empire changing. So it's been a really cool pivotal moment in the history of his world. So look forward to that. So thanks, Miko, for being here tonight, buddy. Good to see you as always. Finally, let's head on up. Andrew's above me. Again, I don't know where he is on the Twitch stream overlay. I don't know things, but he came prepared. He's in costume. Uniform, excuse me. He's in uniform. Wow, that was a faux pas. So Andrew, tell us where we could find you, what you're up to when you're not here, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Andrew. You can find me on Twitter or Mastodon at Sword Compass. Haven't tried the new socials yet that have recently come up. There's way too many. I will also be at Gen Con this year. It's my first time going. I will be running Star Trek Adventures. So if you'd like to play it with me, I'm running a couple of sessions, and I'm running an adventure written by Mr. Al Spader, so which I don't think has been run before. So or it may have by now.
You'll have the world premiere of that adventure.
Boom!
Love it. Love it.
Nice.
So I'll be running that. I'll also be running some sessions of the officially licensed Hannibal RPG, which I helped co-design based on the TV show Hannibal, not the historical figure. So that's something different. So that'll also be at Gen Con. So look those up, or hit me up on socials and just ask me, hey, when are your games? And I will tell you how to find them. Yeah, that's about it for me. And thank you very much. I love the lower decks, and it was really fun to dive into them.
Awesome. Yeah, this was great. Yeah, the most of the cast here was very excited to play Lower Decks. I've never seen Lower Decks, so this was me going in blind, but everybody else was like, Lower Decks, yeah. Like they're pumped about this book. So great stuff.
It is awesome, and you need to go binge that immediately.
I hopefully will soon. So
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's so very Trek to its core. It took me 3 different watch throughs before I finally understood what they were doing with the show,
really?
and once did, I fell in love with it. So
amazing. I love that. Well, good. I love it. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. And you at home should check it out too. I mean, Star Trek doesn't make enough money, so go check it out. I'm kidding. But yes, I was Kevin. I played a different character than normal. Normally on our typical Forefront game, I play First Officer Commander Edan Rawl, who is a Bajoran who has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, has problems with the prophets. And tonight I got to play Moppet, who was our Vulcan non-commissioned officer janitor. So that was fun. When we are not here, you can also find me on Fridays. I am in charge of the Not to Turner channel here on Twitch, which is, as Miko said, it is a 5th edition setting. It's a grimdark fantasy world. We're in the middle of a really cool story with some amazing players, including Darlin Creepshow, Bleak Season, Caden Cosmos, and Flam Blackmore. It's an amazing cast. They do great stuff. But we have rotating casts. Also coming up on the channel soon, we do have on Tuesday, our very own Beth Masco is running some of us, myself included, through a Barbie-inspired adventure. That's right. We're going to play fantasy D&D characters sucked into a Barbie world. I'm going to be a big, huge, badass, beefy barbarian guy who is just, a Barbie boy in his Barbie world. It's going to be so much fun with a big, giant pink battle axe. Come check it out. And then, yes, the Terra finale of the first arc of Intreska's Requiem will be on Wednesday night at 9. Both those games are at 9 p.m. Eastern. And there's other cool stuff coming up as well. So this was a blast. Thank you all for joining us. Before we go, we are going to raid our good friends over at Dork Tales. Woo! They probably hate that we do that, but I have to. I know Beth did it silently off screen. Beth, thank you for producing tonight. Everybody, this was great. Please join us next time. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you around. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great